Hello, this is Bill Webb, aka BillyIndiana. Today I'm going to do an unboxing for a recent Kickstarter arrival, reasonably recent, and it's a game that I've played other people's copies of and really love. So excited to have my own copy now. This is Ostia by Tatsuka Chuo from Uchibacoya Games, and this has some really cool mechanisms, and I got this version with the expansion. We're going to show you all the different things that came with this Kickstarter version. If you're excited to see what came with this package, stay tuned. So as I said, this came pretty recently and I got the kind of all in for Ostia. I also got the Biohack and Aqua Garden and have unboxed and played Aqua Garden. I don't think I filmed the unboxing, but played Aqua Garden several times and really love it. I hadn't played that before. I have played Ostia before and it's an excellent game. So excited to have my own copy now. There is the Merchants expansion, the Patronus expansion, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. And then there's these different boards that came with it. And I think there was some sort of mix up, and so I'm going to have to do a little more research on the Kickstarter page to remind me if these are replacing something in the box or something. I'm going to have to do maybe a little bit of digging to kind of refresh my memory on that. And then there's some other little packs here. So let's kind of move the big box off to the side first, get all the little things opened up, and then we'll finish with the base game. So let's just take a look at these things first. So these are dual layered boards. I don't remember what these boards would be for. It's been a while since I played the game, and maybe this is for the expansion because it doesn't seem familiar to me. But those are some dual layer boards there, and it could be that in the copy that I have they just didn't have dual layer boards because it was one of the original versions, not this newest Kickstarter version. And then here are some other dual layer boards as well that came with this version. So set those off to the side. Here is the Merchant expansion. And inside, we've got a pamphlet-style rulebook, it looks like, and this one's all in Japanese. So hopefully, looks like underneath there is the English version. There we go. Same pamphlet-style fold-out, so you can see what this looks like. All right, so there's the explanation of the Merchants expansion, and it looks like we've got some lion heads here, dual screen printed. So I don't remember anything about the expansions. I remember reading about it when I first looked at backing this. Looks like here's some just pieces for identifying victory points in this expansion. And then we've got some little other tiles here. Everything's nice, kind of thick cardboard. And then looks like we've got some cards down here as well. So I'll have to read about what this Merchant expansion offers to the game. I really just want to get the base game back to the table again soon. It's been probably at least a year since I've played it, but I remember just first, I think I've played it twice, really close in proximity, two different people's copies, and just really love the mechanisms, but it was over a year ago, so. All right, now we've got the Patronus expansion. Looks like also we've got the English and Japanese versions here, so take a quick look at that if you're interested. And looks like this one just has some tiles in it and a couple little meeples. So these tiles are sort of oblong. Lots of silica packs in here. Ooh, dropping them all over the place. All kinds of little designs and things on there for this expansion. For now, we'll just dump those back in there. And then there's a couple little ships. Oh, looks like two ships and some sort of Capitol building. All right, so let's put those back in and check that out later. So those are the two little mini expansions that came with this version. And then I don't know if these are, oh, this is the new supporters mini expansion here, and I've got 2 copies of it for some reason. So if anybody out there would like, oh, maybe it's Japanese and English, looks like. Oh, nope, it's English on one side, Japanese on the other. So I think I do have 2 copies. So if anybody out there really wanted a copy of this and didn't get a chance to get it, let me know. All right, so we'll put that off to the side, and then I don't know if these are, they look like they're from that, I think it was the merchant expansion, the things that were in there. So I don't know if these are replacements, if they are, yeah, I know there were some production issues. I remember reading about it in the process of this Kickstarter being fulfilled. And that's why I was saying earlier about those dual layer player boards. I seem to remember there being something about in the shipping you were supposed to get them and some people weren't getting them. So yeah, I'll have to double check and make sure, or getting the wrong kind. So I'll have to double check and make sure I got everything I was supposed to get. Here we've got the Pirates rulebook. I think this was one where either the English version wasn't pre-packed or they had some edits or something late. And so this is the rulebook for this Pirates expansion. And there may be another one in the box, but I think this is the one that is the final version. And we do have both languages again here. And so this will explain how to play with those pirates. Again, I'm just so excited to play with the base game again. It was such a fun experience. I really love games that have that sort of Mancala rondel sort of action where you have to really think ahead and plan ahead, and then just working out on the map and trying to race for certain things and get the timing just right. Just so many fun elements to this game that I remember enjoying. All right, let's open up this Ostia Pirates expansion. And I took all the plastic off ahead of time to try to avoid some of the noise and also some of the glare. So these are really cool looking ships for our pirates, perhaps. And then we've got, it looks like, okay, so these, yeah, okay, maybe this is, let me show something here real quick. I didn't notice at first. I think they have different emblems on the sails. So these are 2 different pirate ships. This one has kind of a dark black sail. I don't know how easy that is to see in the video. And this has more of a brown colored, but then they also have different emblems on the sail. So kind of cool there, little touch. So we'll see how that factors into gameplay. I don't know if each player has a different set of those. And then here are, okay, so these are the tiles that I think they were not double layer here, and then the double layers maybe were part of the Kickstarter. So I think that's what those are for that we saw earlier. And then what else do we have? We've got some actual pirate-looking folks here. And then we've got some treasure chests. These look pretty cool. And then we've got some just black cubes. I don't know that I need to really get those out, but just some black cubes. And then we've got a couple more of those little white boats that we saw before. A couple silica packs. Let's toss those at the end here. Looks like this is our score track or some kind of achievement track. Not sure, again, for the pirate expansion. And then we've got some dual layered boards here. Again, I don't remember anything about the pirate expansion. I remember watching a couple videos initially just before it was actually in production, kind of preview videos. And I remember thinking, that sounds intriguing, but I was really mainly just wanting to make sure I had the base game. And then hopefully, like I said, I'll enjoy all these expansions as well. So a few punch boards here with some different tiles for the game. And that's what comes in the Pirates expansion. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I think grab these and put those in there. Just keep it all together. Put the rule book in there as well. Get it all into one spot. All right. And so there we go. That's the Pirates expansion. And now for the base game. Just set this off to the side here. This is a really big box, kind of a long shaped box, almost kind of reminds me of On Mars or some of those Vital Lacerda shaped boxes. I don't know if they're exactly the same dimensions, but similar. And here we've got, again, our 2 versions of the rule book. So just kind of flip through this very briefly. I'll have to definitely read through the rule book again. I remember it being pretty intuitive, and that was one of the things that really I enjoyed about the game is it wasn't a super long teach, and it just kind of made sense. The things kind of flowed together, and yeah, I just remember my first couple of experiences being extremely enjoyable. All right, so there's the rule books, and then here we've got the board, and let's see if I can get this all opened up here. So over on this side, we've got this track. I remember racing up this track and trying to get to the different levels. If you're at this bottom level, you're going to get these points, I think, depending on, I forget exactly the meaning of those, but if you're down here at 0, 1, you're only going to score these, and then 2, 3, and 4. So you're trying to get to that next level to really maximize your points there. And over here, you're trying to get to these different intersections before other people to gain different benefits and advantages on this track or on this board. So again, I'm going to have to refresh my memory on the details because I play so many games and my brain is just not very good at keeping those details in. I have some friends that are great at that, but not myself. I always have to go back to the rules. All right, I've got some punch boards here, and looks like these are some of those things. Maybe these are what those reprints were for here. We'll see. Again, have to go back to the Kickstarter page and double check that. And then here are those player boards, I think, that now we look at these. Here are the dual layer versions of those. Okay, so hopefully those are the correct ones. And that's where I think there might have been some mistakes in the production that they had to take care of. And here is another tracking board. I forget what that one, how that works. And we got our individual player boards, and this is where that Mancala sort of rondelle action goes. And you're looking at both actions and resources and trying to figure out how you're going to maximize getting the resources when you need them and taking the actions and getting those to coordinate. It was just such a cool, almost kind of reminds me of the Cascadian, that you're doing 2 things at once. You're looking at the tile and you're looking at the animals. And here you're looking at the resources and you're looking at the actions. Just really clever. Really enjoyed that. And then we've got our boats here for our resources. So little game trays shaped like boats. And we've got our pieces here for the different players. So here are some of the boats in the different player colors. And then here we've got the different buildings. Just show you a few of those here. All right. And then this is a really nice insert. Again, I'll have to figure out how to put everything back in, where it goes. We've got a little paper scorebook. And then we've got some different cards here. Just open these up real quick. So I don't remember these cards, but perhaps it's part of the setup. Yeah, or maybe it's a new edition that, or maybe it's just something I'm not recalling. So. Right, and then these cards. Looks like score multipliers, kind of objective cards perhaps. Don't remember the function of those either. All right. Here we've got some other cards here for resources. And I remember using the cards, but I don't remember what all the different portions of the card mean right now. So yeah, I'm going to have to definitely dig into the rules again. I need John, my friend who teaches games a lot. He's the one that taught me this the first time I played, and he's an excellent teacher. Does a great job of making the rules really clear. Maybe I can we're going to see them soon on a vacation we're taking. Maybe we can play this one again with them, he and his wife. So here's some other little tokens. These are different markers that you're going to be putting out on the board to represent the different players. And then these are other markers in player color as well. I was just showing you those, but I can pull it out there just so you can see the screen printing. All right. And then we've got the little, I think these were like wine canisters or something. So now we're just looking at the different resources. Water or wine, I forget what those represented. I remember them looking like one thing to me and maybe being something else. And then here just some more resource cubes. We've got some white ones and mostly brown ones there. And then we got this one little figurine here. Don't remember what that figurine does either. And so looking forward to, digging back into this one. This is exciting to see. And then these are just a bunch of brown cubes for resource tracking, I believe. All right. So there you have it. Lots of fun stuff. Can't wait to get this all organized and put into the box. And just figuring out how everything goes into these little sections, and can't wait to get this one back to the table and really dig into the rules, refresh my memory on how to play, and then eventually get into some of these expansions as well. So if you have any questions, leave those in the comments below. If you've played Ostia, tell me your favorite parts of the game. Maybe give me a couple refreshers about what makes this game so special. My memory that I just enjoyed so much was how you use that Mancala mechanism and you're trying to combo those resources and the actions. But I also remember enjoying the race out on the board too. So yeah, let me know what you enjoy about this game if you've played it. As always, thanks for watching. This is BillyIndiana signing off.